Hello YouTube, long time no see. A lot has changed. Sorry it's been a while. I've been working on my own business. But I know I said that this would be the next thing on the project, but I've changed course because I picked up an old car I built a while ago. Right there. And that's what we're working on today. I'm not going to be working on the actual car, but we got to get the drivetrain together before I don't have any space to actually do that in here. So this is the engine that came with that car. Has all the parts that I've already fabricated to fit in the chassis. It's a spare block, had water in it. I don't know. I'm not going to run it because I have this K out of my truck, and that one I know runs. So we're running the one I know that runs, that was out of my truck. And that thing's been doing good, by the way. Just as an update, that's been doing really good. Basically been my daily driver. And then we also picked up this thing, kind of as like a gambler rig. My fiance wants something to just absolutely beat on. And yeah, I towed it home and got it running about a week. Needed a starter, that seized up on me almost immediately, and a few little finicky things, and she runs. Needs a few things, obviously no coolant in it or anything like that, but I drove it, I moved it out of my way, parked it behind the Xterra, and I mean, other than not having a belt on it and no power steering, and then the ignition cylinder decided to lock up on me. I had to basically break that out of it to get it back in the driveway, but other than that, no, it runs and drives fine. It's a healthy engine. In case you don't know what this is a 01 Isuzu Rodeo. So this is kind of, like I said, just a beater. Who cares? Like, obviously it's wrecked. The frame's a little bit tweaked. It doesn't matter. It's a gambler rig. It's a woods beater. It's fine. So there's that. But today, like I said, we're working on this. So I've got to get the oil pan that I made off of this, a few odds and ends, obviously the custom dipstick. There's a few things on this side, little welded shut coolant passages for heater core that obviously isn't going in that car because it's nothing but tubes. I mean, here's a couple of the panels on it. This is the door. Yeah, it's just there for show. I mean, fenders are always kind of like that anyways, but yeah, no, this stuff is race car stuff. So I'm actually excited to have a car that I can take to the track, beat on. Doesn't really matter, like cave it in. It's, you know, smash it down. The tube structure won't move pretty much unless I get into a really bad hit, and then at that point I'm not worried about the car. But you know, sheet metal's just there to be hammered back into place. All right, let's get some stuff done. All right, we got it all buttoned up. So deleted the power steering brackets, did a bunch of emissions delete stuff. All that stuff came off. Power steering brackets, old stock engine mounts, a bunch of different stuff. Yeah, that little plug down there. Yeah, where is it? Down there. Got that swapped out down there because there's no heater core. And got the block off plate right here done. Yeah, and we're all set. And the new oil pan is on with the dipstick. That's all mounted. And the fancy headers. That's just mocked up. I don't want to bolt it on in case it's has some clearance issues going in with the shaft. So that I can put on later, but it's just mocked up for now. And yeah, engine mounts on. And now it's very tight and messy in here. Just got to throw that flywheel and clutch on. We're just going to use the old stuff from the truck for now because why not? It's easy enough to pull out if I need to change it later. I think there's a little bit of life left on it, and it's an OEM clutch, so it should be good. And yeah, so there's that one all pulled apart. Poor spare K, tuck that back in the corner. get this ready. Like I said, throw that stuff on, and then over here is my transmission. We got to reseal that. This is a S14 SR Japanese transmission. Has a short shifter on it. Kudos to my buddy Mitch when he owned it. He bought that. And then it's adapted to a KA bell housing. And actually this is the spare parts from when I did the SR with the hard body transmission in my Corolla outside. So I just slapped this together. It's not sealed at all, so I got to pull it all apart, reseal it, RTV it, all the fun stuff. And yeah, then it should be good to go. Alright, more work to do. Alrighty, so after a brief little stint, got the clutch stuff on this engine. Obviously not too hard to do. I did find my nicer engine mounts, so slapped those on. This thing's all tucked, garage looks different, this is ready to go. Didn't quite get to that transmission just yet. Did a lot more cleaning up. It's all of fiance's and our roommate's laundry. I'm trying to get them to get done. I hate that laundry machine. It's in my workspace, so hopefully this will get out of here pretty quick. Like I said, got to resell that transmission, and the car can come in here and we can pretty much mate these two up and drop it right in the car. So that will be awesome. And also, you gotta love KAs and their plastic guides. It's beautiful. Always love that stuff. So I'll get back to you tomorrow when hopefully some more stuff gets done around here. But that I'm stoked on. Engine is set and ready to just go in the car. So awesome. Not too bad for a day's worth of work. Alright guys, so I said I needed to reseal this, but actually I ended up, I had a suspicion because this looks like it's been done before. I asked my buddy how if it was all assembled and greased when it came apart, and I noticed there was some grease on there, and he said yep, everything was put together, and I know I wouldn't have done that if we still needed to reseal a transmission. So sometime 5 years ago that already got resealed. I must have just done that and forgotten. So the only thing I needed to do was just seal up this short shifter and get that all done. So the trans is all prepped. I know I had already prepped that engine and I didn't film it, but it's in the garage. And I swapped the rear wheels around. Not that you've seen more than one shot of this thing, but let's go through it now that it's in here. So yeah, like I said, this is an old Circle Track car that my buddy got, and some of the tubes are original, some of them I just added some stuff. The main hoop, I had to stretch it out. It was meant for one person, had bars going through the middle. I stretched it out, made the passenger door bars, made this dash bar, reinforced these weird floor tubing pieces, put some down bars down here, added these end bars, added all the in-between bars, stuff like that. Fixed the welds, because a lot of the welds were, they basically just welded parts of them and then filled it in with Bondo. My God, the things that you could get away with in tech in the 90s, I guess. But then I plated this, boxed this section, added this bar, and then everything basically, because I had to rebuild it off the dash bar. So this dash bar forward was cut completely bare, and everything up here I built. So it is mirrored to basically an E7 A86 Corolla, hence why if you look here I had to cut and pull this out to fit the subframe, since it is a little wider. I also stitched every seam all the way around the front here. Ugly job. Plated this, built these down bars, these fender and front end supports. These are unboltable and removable. And then obviously got this middle section that comes out, pull the engine in and out easier. I made this bash bar, and so yeah, there's that. He threw old E7 suspension on to get it rolling. He stole the nice stuff I had built for this. So hence why these are on top, because these were built for camber plates. It's a square hole. And I'm going to be stealing the suspension off of that car because that has camber plates. And nicer suspension, and that thing's just sitting, and I've got different set of coilovers to go in that anyways. So that is what I'm going to do for that. That's why this is up in the air. I got to swap all this suspension out that he put in for rolling, get that all fixed, and then we can drop this engine in, or vice versa. I might just get everything out of the way so I can pivot this around and just drop the engine right in as it is, since obviously I don't have a lot of work room. But yeah, so this is it. And by the way, this is AE71. This is actually the original, even though I stitch welded this too, but this is the original subframe and rack out of, oh, forgot it's up here, my current car, that one. And I don't know if you know from a previous video, I actually said I had to modify that from a 3T cross member and weld mounts for MR2 rack on it. And that is why, because that stuff got stolen to go into this car years ago. So yeah, that's where this is. Oh, and my little brake mount spot's right in the middle there. But yeah, this is nothing but scaffolding basically. And still has the original rear end, you know, nothing but the ground through there, fuel cell. I mean, there's not much to it. Oh, this was interesting. So that's the exhaust hanger. It comes up through this hole. That's where the exhaust is. So it's gonna be loud. It's gonna be very, very loud. So like I said, front end's good on paint. I don't have to worry about that. Pull the front suspension out, get the engine in, and then I can start working on getting the rest of the car recovered, fixing all this rust that's developed from it sitting under a cover for years. And yeah, that will be sick once I get all that done. Oh, there might actually be some rust in the tunnel I might need to address before that engine and trans goes in. I haven't really looked under it that much, so that will be something that I need to look into. But I think I'm going to call it a good startup video for getting back into it after all these months. We're going to be getting some work done on this thing, and I'll see you next time. Peace.